This is it. Judgment Day. Today, things are going to get settled at last. A lot of things.
What's the big idea?
Sorry, Nick. I only touched your shoulder. I guess the shock hasn't worn off from our run-in with the stun gun yesterday. Anyhow, today's the last day of the trial. Good luck, Mr. Edgeworth.
What are you doing?
Sorry, I'm sorry. I just thought I'd cheer you up with a pat on the back.
Maya, maybe you should go outside and discharge.
Right, good idea.
Try not to electrocute anyone on your way out.
What's gotten into that Doyle?
Detective Gumshoe.
Morning, Mr. Edgeworth.
Good morning.
How did it go, Detective?
Have no fear. I captured our runaway caretaker. It just brought him in. Took all night, pal.
Thanks, Detective Gumshoe. You must be tired.
Actually, after that shock I got on the way in, I feel pretty good.
Yogi says he's forgotten his own name. But that has to be a lie. Why would he want revenge on Edgeworth if he couldn't remember his past? He does remember. And I'm going to prove it.
Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Miles Edgeworth.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution is ready.
Very well. We have reached the final day of our proceedings in this trial. I ask that the prosecution submit decisive evidence.
Understood.
Very well. Mr. von Karma, your opening statement.
Right. Thanks to Detective Gumshoe's efforts, the boat rental shop caretaker has been arrested. In yesterday's trial, the defense asserted that the caretaker was the murderer. However, the caretaker has yet to confirm this. I would like to ask the defense to cross-examine him as much as necessary.
Very well. Please, bring the witness into the courtroom.
Ladies and gentlemen of the court, I believe you all remember our witness. He lives in the boat rental shop on the lake, from where he witnessed the incident. In addition, he has currently lost memory of his name and identity.
Witness, why did you run away yesterday?
Objection!
The witness was not running away, as he will now testify.
I see. Very well. Please begin your testimony.
I'm really sorry about just leaving yesterday like I did, but I wasn't running away or nothing. I went to buy some food for Polly, see? I figured I got nothing to do with this incident anyhow. I'd need one of those motive things, right? And I don't got one. So my testimony yesterday stands as is.
Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination, shall we?
He has to know his name. Yanni Yogi. You're Yanni Yogi, and I'm going to prove it. I'd call what you did running away, and not just leaving. You heard Larry's testimony and realized you were in danger.
Objection!
Now, Mr. Wright, there's no need to rush to conclusions. As I said, the witness was not running away.
He sure seems relaxed. In fact, they both do. Von Karma and Yogi. You say you left to get your parrot some food?
Well, Polly is a bit of a gourmand, you see. She only eats these high-quality bird pellets from France. They only have them in the big pet shop downtown.
But you weren't arrested until this morning. Why didn't you go back to your caretaker's shack?
Well, I kind of got lost, you see.
The witness has trouble remembering things sometimes. When the police apprehended him, he was on his way back to the shack.
Yeah, right. Nice try, Von Karma. No one's going to believe that.
I see. So he was lost.
Please, Your Honor, come to your senses. You say you've lost much of your memory. Is that correct?
Yep. Seems like it.
Then how could you know that you didn't have anything to do with this incident? Or maybe you're lying about not having your memory, You know exactly who you are!
Objection! The witness has testified quite clearly that he has no memory of who he is. If you claim he's lying, then show the court proof.
How am I supposed to prove what's going on in that old codger's head? That's impossible! At the very least, how can you say he had no motive? I say he did. You had a grudge against Edgeworth and the victim, Robert Hammond. That's why you took revenge on them, right?
Objection! Please don't make me repeat myself, Mr. Wright. This witness has no memory of anything beyond several years ago. He can't hold a grudge. It's impossible.
I have to prove he's lying about his memory. Otherwise, it's going to be the same thing over and over until the trial ends.
Might I say something, Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor?
You've been saying the same thing now, over and over. You've been calling the witness's memory, or lack thereof, into question. But does this really have anything to do with the current case?
Of course, Your Honor. The witness has said he has nothing to do with this case, and no motive. Both of these statements are lies!
Order! Mr. Wright, there is a serious problem with your claim. Or are you saying you know who this witness is?
Of course, Your Honor.
Oh? Now this is interesting. I would like to know myself. So, who is he?
Don't play dumb, Von Karma.
Mr. Wright, please tell us this witness's name.
His name is Yanni Yogi, a former court bailiff.
Yogi? That seems familiar. Oh, Yanni Yogi, from the DL6 incident.
I thought the judge would have heard of it. It was such a famous case.
But what does this mean?
Your Honor, if this man is Mr. Yogi, then he has a clear motive.
Jumping to conclusions again, Mr. Wright. This witness is Yanni Yogi? Fascinating. How do you propose to prove this to the court? This is a court of law, as you may recall. You need proof. And allow me to repeat once more that the witness has lost his memory.
This is it. I have to do this now. If I can't prove he's Yogi right here, right now, then I've got nowhere else to go.
Nick, how are you going to prove it? How can you prove that he's Yanni Yogi?
It's okay. It's actually quite simple. Your Honor, please take this man's fingerprints. Then, we'll compare them to the fingerprints on file for Yanni Yogi 15 years ago.
I see. That makes sense.
Huh?
I am so very, very sorry, Mr. Wright.
Why?
The witness has no fingerprints.
What? No fingerprints?
You see, before I worked as a caretaker, I worked at a chemical plant. I burned my fingers working with the stuff. Yep.
What? Yogi, you sneak! You burned your fingerprints off to hide your past!
If the witness has no fingerprints, then I guess we will not be able to prove his identity.
No!
Well, what will you do, Mr. Wright? It seems the case has been decided, no?
No. I know what happened. I know everything. I just can't prove it. But I can't let it end like this. I can't lose. There has to be another way.
There is no one who can testify as to who this witness is. No one.
Nick, what are we going to do?
I didn't even consider that he might have erased his fingerprints. What do I do?
Well, Mr. Wright, perhaps you'd like to cross-examine the parrot for a little comic relief,
Yeah, very funny. You're a sore winner, Von Karma. Wait a second. Cross-examine the parrot?
What is it, Nick? No, you're not going to...
Your Honor, the defense would like to take Mr. von Karma up on his proposal.
Take Mr. von Karma up?
On his proposal.
Exactly, Your Honor. I would like to cross-examine the witness's pet parrot.
Order! Well, what do you think, Mr. von Karma?
Need you even ask? This is a farce. I object!
Objection! You were the one who suggested I cross-examine the parrot, Mr. von Karma. I have the right to do so, as you suggested.
Well, if you're so desperate, then please, be my guest. Of course, should you go through with this and nothing comes of it, then I hope you're ready for the consequences.
Nick, this is crazy!
Well, still want to go through with your little game?
Let the parrot take the stand. I will cross-examine her, Your Honor.
This is the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard.
Von Karma's rigged every person's testimony, every piece of evidence except the parrot. She's my last chance. At least, I think so.
Bailiff, bring in the parrot. That's quite a bird. Please tell us your name. Name! The witness is ignoring me.
Must be hurt to be ignored by a bird.
Very well, witness. Who is your owner? Please, testify for us.
Hello.
Certainly the most concise testimony we've heard so far. Very well. Begin your cross-examination.
Right.
What are you going to do, Nick?
I don't know. What do we do, Maya? Witness, you're here to speak. You must speak to me.
Hello.
Frankly, I can't believe that you're speaking to the parrot.
Witness, you can't just say hello and expect us to get anywhere. I want you to testify. Maya, you talk to her.
Right. What do I say?
Remember 2 days ago?
Oh, wait, I had one more question. Polly, have we forgotten something?
Don't forget the L6.
If we can get Polly to say that here, it will prove that the caretaker had something to do with DL6.
Polly, have we forgotten something?
Hello.
That's not what you're supposed to say! Forgot! Something we forgot!
Hello.
Uh-oh, it's not working, Nick. She won't say it.
Oh, this is ridiculous! Why won't she say it?
Something the matter, Mr. Wright?
Wait, don't tell me Von Karma expected this. He couldn't have retrained the parrot. Could he? Did he train her not to respond when we asked if we'd forgotten anything? Okay, different plan. Maya, get her to say the number of that safe.
Huh? The safe? Why?
Let's just try to get her to say anything, okay?
Polly, what was the number of the safe in the shack?
1228.
My, what a reckless parrot. Well, Mr. Wright, you aren't claiming that this number has something to do with the caretaker?
Actually, it does. That's why I had her say it.
Ha! Ridiculous. How can the number to a safe tell us who the caretaker is? Show us your proof. What could possibly link this number to the caretaker's true identity?
The case summary page of the DL6 case file.
The case summary?
Specifically, the date on which the DL6 incident occurred.
The date of the incident? December 28? Why? That's today's date. 15 years ago.
And the number on that safe is 1228.
Ah.
He used the date of the DL6 incident as the number for his safe, Your Honor. That's how important the date was to him.
I see. It certainly is an interesting coincidence. People often do set their secret numbers to dates.
Bah, this is not tangible proof. I set my ATM card number to 0001 because I am number 1. This has nothing to do with the date. Nothing.
Indeed. Alone, it is a little weak for evidence in a murder trial. We would need some other corroborating evidence.
Maya, have Polly say her name.
Polly, what's your name?
Ollie. What?
Mr. Wright, I think we've long since established that this parrot is named Polly. Does this have anything to do with her owner's identity?
The suspect page of the DL6 case file has all the information about Yanni Yogi. Right after he was arrested, his fiancée committed suicide. See?
Indeed, it does say that. But what does that have to do with
What was his fiancée's name?
Polly Jenkins. Polly!
Exactly, Your Honor. He remembered the name of his fiancée who committed suicide. That's why he named his parrot after her.
I see. I guess that is possible.
Bah, a mere coincidence, that's all. My granddaughter has a dog she calls Phoenix. Well, Mr. Phoenix Wright, does this make you my granddaughter's fiancé? She's only 7 years old.
That's enough. I think we've reached a conclusion here.
This is a mere coincidence, that's all.
True, that is a possibility. However, 2 coincidences at the same time seems more like a pattern to me.
What are you saying?
Summon the caretaker of the boat shop, immediately. Witness, tell us your name.
Objection! Wait, this witness, he doesn't remember anything about his...
No, it's okay. I've accomplished what I wanted to do. I'm done.
Nick, he looks totally different.
This is the real Yogi, I think. Finally. He's been acting feeble to hide his true identity for 15 years.
Let me ask you again. Please state your name for the court.
My name is Yanni Yogi. 15 years ago, I served as a bailiff in this very court.
Order! Yanni Yogi? So, was it you who killed Robert Hammond and tried to frame Miles Edgeworth for his death?
Yes, it was me. I did it. They put me on the witness stand 15 years ago. Robert Hammond said I was mentally unsound and told me it would make me innocent. Get me off the hook. So I pretended to have brain damage. I was innocent, really. But he didn't believe me. We won the trial, but I lost everything. My job, my fiancée, my social standing. Then, this year, 15 years later, a package arrived. It was a letter and a pistol. The plan was written out in careful detail. It was a plan to take my revenge on the people who ruined my life. I didn't care who had sent it. I thought this was my chance after 15 years. This was it. Finally, a chance to have my revenge on Robert Hammond and Miles Edgeworth. I have no regrets.
Wait a moment. Revenge? Against Miles Edgeworth? What do you mean?
I'm not at liberty to speak on that matter. Why don't you ask Mr. Edgeworth yourself? Anyway, I admit it. I was the one who killed Robert Hammond.
Mr. von Karma, where is Mr. Yogi?
Under arrest, Your Honor. I saw no room for error in his confession.
Then, the defendant, Miles Edgeworth, is
innocent. In this case, at least.
Very well. Will the defendant please take the stand? There are few mysteries left unsolved. Still, you are cleared of suspicion for this particular case. So I would like to pass judgment on the murder of Mr. Robert Hammond. Any objections?
I don't believe it. Why isn't Von Karma saying anything?
Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, not guilty. That is all. Court is adjourned.
Objection!
Did someone just say objection?
It wasn't Von Karma. Wait, but that means...
Edgeworth!
Your Honor, I object to your judgment.
What do you mean?
I'm not innocent at all. As we have heard, Yanni Yogi killed Robert Hammond in revenge. But revenge for what?
Nick! Edgeworth is trying to confess! He's going to say he's guilty. He's going to tell them he was the murderer in the DL6 incident. He's going to tell them he killed his own dad.
Objection! The judgment has already been passed. I object to Mr. Edgeworth's outburst.
Objection!
Didn't something like this happen yesterday, too? I believe a certain witness raised an objection after a guilty verdict was passed.
That would be Larry.
We must hear this new statement. We must hear Miles Edgeworth.
He's right. We have a duty to hear Mr. Edgeworth out.
For 15 years, I have had a recurring dream. A nightmare. It's only a nightmare. That's what I told myself. But now I know. It wasn't a dream. Yanni Yogi wasn't the killer.
You mean in the incident where your father died?
From the distance of the shot, it wasn't suicide either. Everything was clear as day. The murderer, the criminal in the DL6 incident. It was me. Your Honor, I confess my guilt. I am guilty for DL6, the statute of limitations of which ends today. The culprit is me.
Order! Order! This is certainly unexpected. The defendant, declared innocent, is confessing to another crime. A crime for which the statute of limitations runs out today. I'm not really sure how I should deal with this.
It's obvious. We hold a trial right here, right now. We try this man for his crime of 15 years ago.
I think I would like to take a 5-minute recess. During this time, I will consider the appropriate course of action to take. Court is adjourned.
I'm sorry, Wright. I've just wasted all your effort.
Mr. Edgeworth, I just don't believe it. I mean, you! Kill your dad!
I didn't want to believe it myself, Detective. But it's the truth. I deserve to be punished. Murder is murder, no matter what the circumstances.
Oh, this is crazy, just crazy!
Nick, what are you doing?
Huh? Oh, I was just reading through the court record once more. I'm getting my case ready.
Your case for what?
Isn't it obvious? I'm going to prove that Miles Edgeworth is innocent.
What are you talking about, pal? He just confessed that he did it! In court!
I'm sorry, Edgeworth, but I don't believe in your nightmare.
What?
It's just a dream. It's not real. The truth is right here in the court record. In any case, tighten your belts. The real fight is just beginning. I'll prove your innocence. Trust me.
Right.